Horton's world welcomes you. The night is quiet, too quiet. A chill crawls down your spine. You feel it, don't you? The unseen presence watching from the shadows. He is the subject of whispers, of hushed tones around campfires. He is the figure that haunts your sleep, the monster under your bed given terrifying form. He is the Sandman, but he is not the kindly old man of children's lullabies. No, this Sandman is different. He is ancient, a creature of myth and legend. He is the embodiment of nightmares, the weaver of our darkest fears. He comes to us in the dead of night, when the veil between worlds is thin, when we are at our most vulnerable, lost in the realm of dreams. He comes with sand that slips through his skeletal fingers, each grain a tiny nightmare waiting to blossom. His legend stretches back centuries, woven into the fabric of human history. From the ancient Greeks to the Celts, every culture has its own version of the Sandman, each story a chilling reminder of the power he holds over our sleeping minds. In some tales, he is a malevolent spirit, a demon who feeds on our fear. In others, he is a more neutral figure, a bringer of sleep both peaceful and terrifying. But one thing remains constant. The Sandman is a force to be reckoned with. He is the guardian of the subconscious, the keeper of secrets we bury deep within, and sometimes those secrets claw their way to the surface, taking the form of nightmares. But the Sandman is more than just a bogeyman. He is a symbol of our deepest fears, our anxieties about sleep and the vulnerability that comes with it. He represents the loss of control we experience when we surrender to slumber, the fear of what might happen when we close our eyes and relinquish our grip on reality. He is the darkness that whispers to us in the night, reminding us that even in our dreams we are not truly safe. The Sandman. His name alone is enough to send shivers down your spine. He is a figure spoken of in hushed tones, if at all. Mothers would warn their children of his coming, a chilling tale to ensure obedience as the sun dipped below the horizon. "Go to sleep," they'd murmur, their voices low and laced with fear, "or the Sandman will come." But these were no empty threats, no mere stories to frighten children into slumber. They were warnings rooted in ancient dread, passed down through generations. For the Sandman was not a figment of imagination, not a comforting presence to usher in sweet dreams. He was something older, something darker. He was a creature of instinct and primal fear, as old as sleep itself. His origins are shrouded in mystery, lost to the mists of time. Some say he was once a benevolent spirit, a protector of children who wandered the night, ensuring peaceful slumber. But something twisted, some ancient pact broken, and he became a twisted reflection of his former self. He became a collector of sorts, not of trinkets or treasures but of dreams. He wandered the ethereal plane between wakefulness and sleep, drawn to the unguarded minds of the vulnerable. And in their dreams he would sow the seeds of fear, nurturing nightmares that blossomed into vivid, terrifying life. His touch was subtle, insidious. He wouldn't snatch children from their beds, wouldn't leave behind physical traces of his presence. His terror was far more insidious. He invaded the sanctuary of their minds, their safe spaces transformed into landscapes of horror. Their dreams would twist and turn, morphing into landscapes of shadow and dread. They would wake gasping for air, their hearts pounding, the echoes of their nightmares clinging to them like cobwebs. And the worst part? No one would believe them. For who could comprehend the terror that lurked in the shadows of their own minds? Who could understand the chilling touch of the Sandman? The Sandman's legend, like the very sand he carries, shifted and changed with time and place. Each culture molded his image to fit their own beliefs, their own unique fears. In the frozen north, where the nights were long and unforgiving, he was a creature of ice and shadow, his touch as cold as the winter wind. He was the embodiment of isolation, of the chilling loneliness that could grip the heart in the depths of winter. He whispered tales of despair on the wind, his voice a mournful howl that echoed across the frozen wastelands. But in warmer climates, where life flourished under the sun's embrace, he took on a different aspect. He was still a creature of darkness, but his darkness was tinged with a strange, seductive beauty. A tapestry of terror, He was the lord of dreams and desires, a weaver of fantasies both intoxicating and terrifying. He lured the unwary with promises of pleasure, of escape from the mundane, but his gifts always came with a price. For the Sandman knew the secrets of the heart, the hidden desires and shameful yearnings that lurk beneath the surface. And he used this knowledge to craft nightmares that were both alluring and horrifying, dreams that would leave their victims forever changed. He became a cautionary tale, a warning whispered from parent to child. Beware the Sandman, they'd say. Do not give in to his temptations, for his embrace is cold and his kisses are poison. Echoes in the darkness, yet despite the fear he inspired, the Sandman held a strange allure. He was a reminder of the power of the subconscious, of the hidden depths that lay within us all. He was a symbol of the unknown, of the mysteries that lay beyond the veil of sleep. And so, his legend endured, passed down through generations, whispered in hushed tones around campfires and late-night gatherings. He became a fixture in folklore, a chilling reminder that even in the safety of our own minds, we are not truly alone. The Sandman was out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for us to let down our guard, to succumb to the seductive embrace of sleep. And when we did, he would be there, waiting to claim his due. The Sandman on the silver screen. The 20th century dawned, and with it, a new era of storytelling emerged. The Sandman, once confined to whispered tales and flickering firelight, found a new home on the silver screen. His legend, already malleable, adapted to this new medium, taking on a visual potency that chilled audiences to the bone. Silent films, with their stark contrasts and exaggerated movements, proved the perfect canvas for the Sandman's brand of terror. He stalked through German expressionist masterpieces, a looming, angular figure, his every gesture imbued with menace. As cinema evolved, so too did the Sandman. He became a staple of horror films, his image shifting with the times. Sometimes he was a cloaked figure, his face obscured by shadow. Other times he was a more monstrous entity, his features twisted into a grotesque mockery of humanity. Ink-stained nightmares. But the Sandman's reach extended beyond the flickering images of the silver screen. He found a home in the pages of comic books, his legend woven into intricate tales of horror and fantasy. Artists rendered him in stark black and white, his eyes glowing with malevolent energy. Neil Gaiman's seminal work redefined the character for a modern audience. He became Dream, one of the endless powerful beings who embodied fundamental aspects of existence. Gaiman's Sandman was both terrifying and seductive, a complex figure who grappled with his own nature. His influence on literature was undeniable. The Sandman's image, once confined to folklore, now graced book covers and inspired countless authors. He became a symbol of the power of stories, of the way they could both comfort and terrify us. Music whispered on the wind. Music too embraced the Sandman's haunting presence. His legend found its way into songs, his name whispered in lyrics that sent shivers down the spine. Folk singers spun tales of his nocturnal wanderings, their voices imbued with a haunting melancholy. Heavy metal bands invoked his name in songs of darkness and despair, their music a sonic representation of the nightmares he inspired. The Sandman became a muse for musicians across genres, his legend providing endless inspiration for those who sought to capture the darkness that lurks at the edge of our awareness. He was a reminder that terror could be found not just in images or words, but in sound itself. A discordant melody, a whispered vocalization could be just as effective as any visual representation in conjuring the Sandman's chilling presence. A timeless terror. Throughout the 20th century and into the 21st, the Sandman's legend continued to evolve, adapting to new forms of media and artistic expression. He haunted video games, his image flickering on computer screens, his presence felt in the digital realm. He appeared in anime and manga, his features stylized yet no less chilling. He became a global phenomenon, his legend transcending cultural boundaries, a testament to the universality of the fears he embodied. The Sandman's enduring appeal lay in his ability to tap into our primal anxieties. He was a reminder of the darkness that lurks at the edge of our awareness, the fear of the unknown that haunts us from childhood to old age. And as long as we continued to fear the dark, the Sandman's legend would continue to endure. But what is it about the Sandman that continues to fascinate and frighten us, even in our modern, scientifically driven world? To understand this, we must delve deeper, past the surface of myth and legend, into the realm of the human psyche. For the Sandman is more than just a creature of darkness. He is a manifestation of our deepest fears, our anxieties about sleep, and the vulnerability it brings. When we sleep, we surrender control, drifting into a world where logic and reason hold no sway. Our conscious minds fall silent, and the gates to the subconscious swing open. It is in this liminal space, this borderland between wakefulness and sleep, that the Sandman makes his home. He is the embodiment of the unknown, the personification of the nightmares that lurk at the edges of our awareness. He represents the fear of losing ourselves in sleep, of being consumed by the darkness that resides within us all. Sleep paralysis, a terrifying condition that blurs the line between dreams and reality, becomes inextricably linked to the Sandman's legend. Those who have experienced it describe a feeling of utter helplessness, a sensation of being pinned down by an unseen force, unable to move or speak. Often, these episodes are accompanied by hallucinations, vivid and disturbing visions that seem to bleed through from the dream world. It is no wonder, then, that the Sandman, with his sand-filled eyes and power over sleep, has become associated with this unsettling phenomenon. He becomes the face we assign to our fear, the explanation for the unexplainable. In our minds, he transforms from a figure of folklore into a very real monster, lurking in the shadows of our bedrooms, waiting to steal our breath and plunge us into a waking nightmare. The Sandman's embrace. But the Sandman's influence extends beyond our nightmares. He also embodies our fascination with dreams, with the boundless possibilities of the subconscious mind. For it is in our dreams that we confront our hidden desires, our deepest fears, and our unspoken truths. The Sandman, as the guardian of this realm, becomes both a gatekeeper and a guide. He holds the key to our inner worlds, the landscapes of our imagination where anything is possible. He is the weaver of fantasies, the architect of our most vivid dreams and our most terrifying nightmares. And perhaps that is why his legend continues to resonate with us, even today. He represents the duality of our own nature, the light and shadow that exist within us all. He is a reminder that even in our darkest fears, there is a strange and undeniable beauty. A legacy etched in fear. The Sandman's tale, passed down through generations, has become a shared cultural experience, a touchstone for our collective anxieties and fascinations. He is a figure who transcends time and place, his legend as relevant today as it was centuries ago. We tell his story to our children, not just to frighten them into obedience, but to warn them about the power of the unseen, the mysteries that lurk at the edges of our understanding. We use his legend as a way to explain the unexplainable, to make sense of the darkness that surrounds us, and so, the Sandman endures. His legend, etched in fear and wonder, continues to shape our understanding of sleep, dreams, and the shadowy realm that lies between. He is a reminder that some stories, no matter how terrifying, hold a power that transcends time itself. The Sandman's grip. The Sandman. A whisper in the dark, a shiver down your spine. He is more than just a mythical figure, more than a character in a bedtime story. He is an embodiment of our deepest fears, a reflection of our own vulnerability in the face of the unknown. His legend, woven from the fabric of our collective unconscious, has endured for centuries, adapting and evolving with each passing generation. He has haunted our folklore, our literature, our films, even our music. His presence, though unseen, is always felt, lurking at the edges of our awareness. Why does his grip on our imaginations remain so strong? Perhaps it's because he reminds us that even in a world illuminated by science and reason, there are still shadows we cannot fully penetrate. There are still mysteries that defy explanation, fears that linger in the deepest recesses of our minds. Sweet dreams, no more. The Sandman is a stark reminder that control, like sand, can slip through our fingers. When we surrender to sleep, we relinquish our grasp on the conscious world, venturing into a realm where logic dissolves and nightmares take flight. And in this realm, the Sandman reigns supreme. So the next time you feel a chill, as you turn off the light, The next time you find yourself lying awake, listening to the silence of the night, remember the Sandman. Remember that even in the safety of our beds, we are never truly alone. He is out there, in the darkness, waiting for us to close our eyes, to let down our guard, to succumb to the seductive embrace of sleep. Sweet dreams. But be careful what you dream, for the Sandman might be listening. The Sandman, a creature born from the depths of our collective imagination, reminds us that the ocean is still a place of mystery. We may stumble upon truths more unsettling than the shadows themselves. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the history of the Sandman. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Horton's World for more explorations into the world's most fascinating myths and legends. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What other mythical creatures or legends would you like us to explore next? Share your ideas and let's keep the flame of curiosity burning bright. And as always, stay curious.